Welcome to another episode of the Humanization Project, and I'm here with my friend Kari. I'm going to talk to her today. So I'm excited to interview her because, like a few interviews, I did this as well. I have an interview from her husband, Lamar, who is currently behind bars, and so he did a written interview for us, and I'm going to put them up together once we get this one up. And I really love doing that because it gives you different perspectives on the experience of having someone behind bars and being behind bars. And I think it's great for people to kind of understand, what's going on in people's lives and how it is when all this is going on. So Kari, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
That's kind of a hard question. I'm just your average person. I'm a mom and a wife, and I have a full-time job, and I love animals and helping people.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess.
Yeah. So how long has your husband been locked up?
Since 1998.
Wow, that's a really long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how does that affect your kind of daily life? I feel like I know, but
we try our best to maintain some type of the best normalcy you can in a situation like that, but it definitely makes things rough.
Right. Yeah. So like me, you spend a lot of time on the phone.
Yeah.
And
on the phone
and visiting
and in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gets kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys have a kid?
We do.
Yeah.
We have a daughter, and she was 1.5 when he went to prison. And then I have another daughter, so we married after, so she's his stepdaughter, and I also have a stepson, so we have 3 kids between us. Yeah.
Does your stepson live with you as well?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And so aside from your husband and your children, do you have more family than that? Is it mostly just you?
I have brothers and sisters, but they don't really live near me, and my mom, and she visits here and there, but pretty much me and the kids and him. Yeah.
And your dogs.
And my dogs. Yeah.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have Italian Mastiffs and an American Bully and 2 pit mixes.
Wow. So wait, how many?
Well, one's kind of, I guess, I don't really like to use the term, but a grand dog. He's my oldest daughter's dog, so he lives with us. Her boyfriend has a dog, and he visits frequently. And, we got Foster, so we got a full house.
Wow, that's cool.
Stampedes.
Yeah. I like having lots of animals in the house. It's good.
Yeah, it's fun sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but I kind of bury myself in my animals sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do without them.
Me either.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a lot different.
Definitely. I don't know that I could live in a world without pets.
Right. Yeah, me neither. Definitely not.
Yeah.
So in addition to having your family and all of that and dealing with your husband being behind bars, you also help out a lot of people all the time. So you have an organization called Restore Justice in Virginia, right?
Well, it's not technically an organization. It's something that I've kind of mulled over whether I want to make it an organization or not.
Right.
It's more of kind of an advocacy page, and I kind of just wanted, I just realized that a lot of misinformation spreads around very quickly.
Right.
And lots of people don't know what to do or how to help in certain situations. So I try to just kind of share information so that people can know how to do things or be there so they can ask questions and kind of be a normal person that they can come to ask questions. And I don't know all the answers, but I try to just do my best to share accurate information so that people can use it to help them.
And that's something I really appreciate about you. And, even kind of before we officially met, I could see, you were working really hard to make sure that you had what was correct and, really kind of tell people what was really going on, because it is kind of amazing how people get so much misinformation and then people get upset because they're expecting something else and it's not what's actually going on as far as, like we were doing today, being at the legislature and how all of that's working, people don't really know. And so it's really a great service that you're doing to put that out there in a, in a truthful, correct way so that people can see it. So that's really, really good.
Yeah, and for the prison too, because the prisoners don't always get the best information either, or maybe their families don't know how to access it. So that was one main thing, was to make sure that they are getting information so that they can get the best support they can get.
Right. So you get that information to a whole bunch of people behind bars, right? How many people do you currently?
Well, since the parole bill came out, I think my contacts almost tripled. We went from probably like around 300 to now we're almost close to 500 prisoner contacts.
Wow.
That doesn't include the page that I run, which has over 1,000 people, and then the texting alerts that I send, which is probably about 100-ish people. So yeah.
So for people that don't really understand how it works, you've got almost 500 contacts who are behind bars. And so what does that entail when you're trying to get information to them? Because even just getting information, talking with one person is a lot.
It's rough because it's not like I can send out one mass email like I can to like how the outside world emails work. I have to send each individual person an email, and it takes, right now with all my contacts, probably about 3.5 straight hours to send out all those emails by copy and pasting and sending.
And how often do you do that?
Usually just when I have a lot of information to send out. Right now I'm thinking it's probably going to be maybe 2 to 3 times during the session, the General Assembly session. But normally it's just like, my last email was probably around November, just telling them to get ready and what they needed to do. And then before that, it might have been during the summer, and then just kind of keeping in contact with people asking questions, or me to look into things and stuff like that. So there's a handful of people that kind of reach out throughout the year, but at this time is probably more frequent.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So Kari's here in Richmond, which was really convenient for me to get to interview her today. But she's up here because earlier today we went down to the legislature and walked around and had a little press conference and stuff. Can you just tell us a little bit about that and what we were doing?
This morning was crazy. Last night we were informed at the last minute that a parole bill was scheduled to have a hearing this morning. Our press conference was scheduled at 9:30. We found out the bill was going to be read at 8:30, so we got up a little bit early and headed out there, and luckily things kind of changed for that bill, and it was referred to a different committee, but which I think is a better thing for us, because we'll get more support, we'll be able to get out more notice and have maybe more people show up. As far as handing out information, we hit I think there's 140, a group of us handed out packets to 140 legislators' offices today with all the bill information. Well, not all of it, but some of it. Yeah. And we might do it again.
Yeah.
We just want to give them all the information so that all our bills, are noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of bills that are in that will have an effect, or could have a positive effect on criminal justice and for the people that we have that are currently behind bars. Right. So it's an exciting time for all of that. How many bills were in the packet? Do you remember the list?
Today, I think there were 5.
5 bills.
Yeah. There were juvenile bills, the fishback bills, and the parole bills. And then in our next packet will be all the juvenile, all the fishback, all the paroles, and hopefully yours.
Yeah. Definitely. Cool. Well, let's see, what else? So, is there anything else in your life that you're particularly passionate about? What do you do when you're not with your family, your pets, or doing criminal justice stuff?
That's
it.
Pretty much it. Yeah, I'm a homebody. So yeah, when I'm not doing this or visiting my husband or just at home, we're just doing stuff around the house. So yeah. Cool. Taking care of a lot of animals is a lot of work. So.
It is a lot of work. Yeah. I grew up on a horse farm, and it's a lot of work.
Probably even more work. Yeah.
It's a little bit. But yeah. People don't realize sometimes how much work it is with animals.
Yeah. constant cleaning when you have a lot of animals.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of poop.
Yep, that too.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share?
Not that I can think of.
Awesome. Well, thanks for chatting with me.
Welcome.
It's great.
Thanks.
Thank you for that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cool. Alright, so welcome to the Humanization Project. Yesterday I interviewed Jaylyn's mom, and today she agreed to chat with me too. So I'm excited we'll get to put that all together. So I always open this way. So I should also say for everybody watching, we're sitting here and there's a little meeting going on. We had a rally today and there's folks doing a post-rally meeting and talking, so if you can hear that, they're in the other room. But it's good stuff going on and we wanted to go ahead and do this. So, Jaylyn, I always start this way. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jayln Midgette. I am 18 and I'm in my senior year of high school.
And what do you like to do with yourself?
I like art and photography, and I like playing with my pets.
Yeah. How many pets do you have?
8.
8.
Yes.
I think it's 5 dogs.
6 dogs and 2 reptiles.
What's the other? Oh, so I kind of know. So you have a bearded dragon, and then what's
Yes,
the other?
and my sister is a snake.
Oh, what kind of snake?
I think it's a python.
Cool. When I was a kid, I always wanted a snake, and that was the one thing my mom was like, no snakes. All the other things, no snakes. So you're a senior. Are you planning on going to college?
Yes, I am.
Where do you want to go?
I would like to go to George Mason or Old Dominion.
Cool. And what are you going to study?
Maybe studio art or imaging technology.
Awesome. That sounds like so much
Go
fun.
with my hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a sort of career in mind, or you just want to see what happens after you study that?
Just see what happens after.
Cool. That's awesome. So, I hope this isn't too difficult of a question for you. So, your mom's husband is locked up, and so he's your stepdad,
Yes.
right? And so, just tell us a little bit about, if you don't mind sharing, how does that affect your life on a daily basis?
It's kind of upsetting that he can't be home.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Do you get to go visit him? That's good. How often do you guys see him?
Not very often.
Is he quite far away?
No, not really.
Oh. So, does he call every day?
Yes.
And you get to talk to him every day? Yeah. That's good. Do you guys write letters and stuff, or just do the phone?
Sometimes I'll send him a piece of art in a letter.
Cool. That's really, really cool. So my partner, as you know, is also behind bars, and he does not make art for me. But he occasionally has other guys that are behind bars make art for me, and I always love it when he sends me that. So I'm sure he loves getting stuff from you. So when you and your mom going about your life, does it affect your mom a lot? Yeah. So tough. People don't realize, and I think that's a real big reason why we're doing the Humanization Project stuff, is a lot of times, and I've said this before, but I always like to say it, so many people in the general public think like, that's a criminal, we're punishing that person for whatever they did, right? But you're really also punishing their family and their children and their stepchildren, their parents, their partners, and people don't think about that until they actually know someone who has that experience. And so that's a big reason why we're doing this. And so I thank you for talking with us and sharing that, because it is an emotional thing and it affects us every day. And so you're very brave for chatting with me today. Anything else you're particularly passionate about these days?
No, not really.
Not really. I'm so proud of you and so impressed that you came up here this weekend. So we went to the legislature yesterday, had a press conference, and then today we had this rally. And Jay's been there for all of it. He's been helping with the doing live streaming for us and helping. And you're amazing for being here and doing all this. I mean, you're in high school and you're making a difference and being up here and doing this work, which is really, really cool. Anything else you want to share with us?
No.
No? So the last thing you always do is I'm going to give you a hug. Cool, thank you.